list. You fighting a titan. Yeah. I got a bullet in the chamber just ready to strike him.
If I told him once, I told him enough. I'm out for heads, there's no discussion, not a game nor a bluff. Yo, I would go insane just to make a point and leave him stuck. And the point of the matter is that all these niggas is butt. Do the water backsplash, funky mouth ass niggas that still talking shit. Back cause I ain't hung up my mic and called it quits while they slept. I was up through the night, plotting to get rich. No black forces, not hitting no licks. What? Cause niggas fold like steel chairs. Amped up that drip in they neck, got them yelling like Ric Flair. Please beware this mighty boot to the chest, leave him gasping for air. No Vader, but I'm here to bomb shit like Big Van Vader, but black. Fuck around and put motherfuckers' heads in the bag like I was slack. Cause these stupid motherfuckers really don't get the message. This the best little wrestling podcast in Texas. Motherfuckers,
check them off like a wish list.
Yeah.
You fighting a titan.
Cause these stupid motherfuckers really don't get the message.
I got a bullet in the chamber just ready to strike him.
Yeah.
Check them off like a wish list. You fighting a titan.
This the best little wrestling podcast in Texas.
I got a bullet in the chamber just ready to strike him. You fight.
Welcome to the best little wrestling podcast in Texas, and this is our weekly roundup. And today I'm joined by Brady and Robert, Joseph, and my brother Galloway. So, pretty interesting week in wrestling this week, gentlemen.
Yeah.
We had Randy Orton return at Raw, Jeff Hardy return. Karrion Kross actually beat Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it fucking matters, but you know,
Yeah.
We didn't have Goldberg didn't show up.
Good.
Thank God.
Yeah,
Improvement for Raw.
yeah. I mean, as far as Raws go, it wasn't
We did
absolutely terrible.
Here.
we did a more in-depth review. You can go check it out.
Yeah. We did a longer review of Raw earlier in the week, and it's up on the channel if you want to check it out. Because talking about Raw gives me a headache.
Bit depressing.
Yeah,
Same.
it's really sad. And then we had NXT, and
Equally depressing.
that's equally as depressing.
It felt like an episode of Raw, as much as they tried to cram in there and do like 2-minute matches, and
Yeah, it felt really disjointed.
The main event was the only long match,
Yeah, it felt like they were.
And how long was that?
maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne. It was Pete Dunne and Dragon, all right.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Cool.
That match was good.
That was a really good match. I mean,
Those two together, it's hard to have a bad match with those two.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it really is. Yeah, and we had a Walter appearance.
Yeah,
Yes.
we did. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
I still tripped out that he was in that old BJW.
Oh yeah. That was wild to see Walter in a Big Japan wrestling ring. And Drake Wirtz, a former NXT referee, Drake Wirtz.
Abdullah Kobayashi versus Drake
Yeah.
Younger.
Getting cut up with glass. That match was insane, and it's on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely suggest y'all check it out. It's
Syringe needles through the face.
fucking wild shit. I was like that. Wait, we were watching it, and I was like, why does that dude look so fucking familiar? Drake Younger, and I was like, is that Drake Wirtz? And I fucking looked it up, and I was like, oh my god, it is. Holy shit. And dude, he was doing some dope shit. He was suplexing Abdullah Kobayashi is not
No,
taken
I mean
lightly.
that dude with that frame was doing what Schlack was doing with him, and that's impressive.
Yeah, straight up.
And
Yeah.
then the damage he took, that dedication.
Yeah.
So NXT
I mean-
is dead, huh?
I mean, at this point, dude, I just don't know why I care. I just
I'm
don't know why I
I'm
should.
gonna keep watching because I'm
Yeah, I'm
diehard,
curious.
but
I'm curious to watch. I mean, I love train wrecks.
So from what I've read, basically, Triple H is taking the blame for losing to
Yeah,
AEW.
the blame for it.
It's all on him. He fucked it up. Like,
Well, the thing is, they
didn't
blame him, but they keep cutting the wrestlers that he can use to You know,
That's his evidently it seems like that's his punishment for losing.
But what I don't understand is AEW was never a competition against NXT. AEW came out the gate going against WWE. It just so happened to be on the night that NXT played.
But Vince pit NXT against AEW.
Yeah, that's on Vince.
Well,
you should have came with SmackDown, homie, because Raw ain't gonna cut it.
Paul might have sold it and said, "I can take on AEW and beat him." We don't know.
Well,
but whatever happened. And back when AEW first came out, Raw was the big show, not.
I mean, we
SmackDown.
do know that shit trickles downhill in that company.
Oh,
so.
absolutely. It's never the top guy's fault.
And I think it's shit to fucking place all that blame on Triple H. Like, what do you mean y'all fucking micromanage that dude? And cut.
When y'all left him the fucking alone, it was the best fucking wrestling on TV.
Yeah, y'all cut his fucking legs out from under him before he ever even started.
I absolutely remember when NXT was the best product.
Dude.
Yeah. When they left him the fuck alone, they were number one in my eyes over even New Japan.
No, dude. And we talked about it multiple times how I thought NXT was the best promotion running it.
And they still have the best women's division.
Yeah, still. Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, you're not going to take away talent. You know what I mean? Like, unless they cut them.
Well, that's what they're doing.
Yeah, which they have been. So,
but yeah, like what Robert was saying was just how short all the matches were, and how much shit was crammed in. It was
throw it against the wall
and see what sticks. Was how that episode. It felt like they're trying to figure out how to reboot NXT. You know what I mean?
I'm just waiting for a new like show theme and music and
that's coming.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Apparently, it's all coming. They're going to repackage the whole shit, new logo and everything. So,
and I'm going to be even more angry than this.
I don't get the mentality of change what was working.
So
welcome to my disappointment with professional wrestling.
All of this new change of logo, the new theme, and everything that might be coming. It's just the last gasp of air of NXT.
Well, I mean, honestly, they ruined NXT when they moved it to USA.
Yeah, when it was still on the network, it was.
Yeah, when it was still on the network, it was completely different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was really more like what we all like to see.
Well, now it's on a network, so they have to go by what the network standards are, and
now it's becoming overly produced.
Yeah.
And what I don't get is okay, you bring up guys to the main roster and misuse them, like Aleister Black. And then when he asks to go back down to NXT, you tell him no.
Yeah.
And then just let him fucking go. And look what's going on. He's killing it in AEW.
Yeah, fucking 2 weeks in.
Yeah.
Already one of the hottest motherfuckers in the game right now.
Yeah.
Refer back to the Super Soldier Serum.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's pretty much what Vince is doing. Is he's just like allowing. And, that's what me and Brady were talking about the other day. Do you think it's just the fact that Vince can't do it anymore is what's causing all of this?
I think he's still trying to prove he can when he really can't.
Right?
I mean,
that's got to let go at some point.
Like, at some point,
and everything.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to realize that you're just fucking this whole thing up.
Well, no, if he's got any sort of dementia or anything, he's not going to know it. And if I was a board member, I would ask for like a vote of confidence or.
Well, and it's not going to help when he's just kept all these like John Laurinaitis and Bruce Pritchard and shit as his yes men.
And I was also reading a deal talking about how those guys are worried that when Vince kicks the bucket or quits running it and it goes over to Triple H, that they're going to lose their jobs. And they should, because they're shit.
They should lose their jobs. Absolutely.
After this NXT thing, dude, fuck them. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, no, I agree with you 150% because I don't think that Bruce Pritchard should be running anything.
No,
like
I've never liked that guy.
No, Bruce Pritchard, he likes
running
comedy.
The treadmill.
Yeah, he likes comedy too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like we were saying before, like,
brother love.
Yeah, but like there is a place for comedy in wrestling.
Yeah,
but it's not
in your main event.
Yeah,
no,
not the whole
show.
The whole show has to be funny. If
Now, I have heard that some of the firings they did were some of the people that do nothing about wrestling and were writing for them and stuff. That was
Yeah.
probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was like, what was that one that writer they hired on that had never watched wrestling?
Yeah,
before?
she came out and was like, I've never watched wrestling. I had to look up all this stuff. It made a
How
news
the
article out of it.
fuck do you even get hired? Say, man,
She
I've
was
never
let go the
taken a
next
single
day.
place I've never taken a single class in quantum mechanics. Let me go get a job at the Large Hadron Collider.
Yeah.
Yeah, she called Bobby Ashley.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She had no idea who he was.
Bro,
Yeah.
it doesn't even matter. Fired the next day. Shit
Yeah.
like that.
She got hired.
Even at the low. Yes, exactly. Even at the low. Oh, god damn it.
All right. And so after that, we got Dynamite for the week.
It was a pretty good episode. I mean,
Yeah.
as far as like all the build up and lead up to everything else that they're having to do, I thought it was a pretty good episode.
Yeah, well, they had to build up for Rampage. They're
Mm-hmm.
building up for All Out. They even did some build up for next week's Dynamite. So, we already did a review on it. So if you want to go back and check it out, we posted it earlier this week. Some highlights, Dante Martin shining like a bright star
With the Seidel brothers, yeah.
with the Seidel brothers in that match. It was a really good match. Yeah, they didn't pick up the win, but he looked really good.
He shined.
We got a good Malachi Black promo. I'm excited to see what's coming out of all that. We'll get to see Paul White in the ring now. We're inches closer to Captain Insano, so we're good.
But like I said before, is he going to turn heel? I mean, one of the 50
It's gonna
million-
it's gonna happen. It's
Inevitably.
gonna happen.
But by the end of the episode, he'll go face again.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to act fast now.
Yeah, so we got some good matches that are coming up. Here in a little bit, we'll talk about the matches we got announced here for Rampage and what happened. But so what upcoming we got at All Out? It'll be Pac versus Andrade, and then next Wednesday on Dynamite we got the Elite, the Bucks versus Jurassic Express for the titles.
Yeah.
So that's good. Anything else for All Out? I don't think.
Cage versus Kenny again.
Cage versus
but this time for the AEW title.
Yeah, because we find out that he did beat on Rampage on Friday.
He can win.
Yeah.
He can win. So
Mm-hmm.
anything?
I mean, the Malachi Black promo was really good. I really hope that they do bring in Buddy Murphy. I really hope that that's
Where we're going
Like-
with this?
That guy on that
Man,
round, think of the match that we get from him.
yeah, no, man. And I mean, I think Buddy Murphy is a perfect fit for the AEW roster. I think those matches, like Joseph saying, any match that Buddy Murphy's in is going to be a great match.
That guy can work with anybody. And
Build the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Stuff to kind of cover. Do you think they're going to make a cruiserweight? Signing Buddy would be the way to go.
Man, I don't know, dude. He's a lot bigger than most of their roster.
Yeah.
So
They've got a lot of little guys.
Well, he's
You know what
also
I mean?
in it since he got cut from WWE. He's gotten jacked.
Yeah.
and see, I don't think that they'd really be able to do a cruiserweight like a classic
Traditional.
cruiserweight,
Yeah.
traditional cruiserweight division. I think it would have to be like what they did with the TNT title, something like that. You know what I mean? Like a juniors or something.
Well, like we were talking about earlier, they're going to do the TBS
North
title
American
and the
or-
TNT title.
yeah. Well, I mean, they'll have to. They'll have to
have to.
do. You know what I mean? They'll have to do another title. So
So we closed out the night of Dynamite with the fourth trial of Jericho, Botch City, worst match of the night. If you watch it, you might as well skip it.
yeah, you want to talk about fucking underwhelming,
Underwhelming for sure.
man?
As they announced
dude.
it, we knew it was going to be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, from
I don't know why they felt the need to push the Juventud
And the Nick Gage.
And, yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
why they felt the need to sandwich those in the middle of shit.
like surprises. I mean,
Yeah,
That's
no,
something
I mean,
like-
it's like we were saying the whole time. Like they should have done fucking Wardlow first, and then
Yeah.
Sean Spears, then Juventud, then
And
Nick
then
Gage. You know what
I,
I mean?
I honestly thought there was going to be a fifth trial, not MJF be the fifth
Yeah.
trial.
Right.
Yeah,
See, that's what I thought. I thought it was the 5 labors to get to MJF.
I still think the fifth labor being CM Punk, going back to that best in the world angle with him and Jericho would have been perfect. Fifth trial.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I mean, honestly, man, like I'm kind of just over Jericho matches. I think.
I think we're about
Ready
to be
for
done
him
with
to be
those.
ready for him to be a full-time commentator.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done. Like he's done everything you can. He has, in fact, been the best at multiple different points, ECW all the way up to WWE. And bro, just call it a night.
There's nothing else to prove.
Yeah.
There's nothing else
He's
to
a
prove,
goat.
and
He's
you're
a
just
goat.
looking worse and worse. And
Yeah.
It's getting sloppier and sloppier, especially
Yes.
that match.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I,
it was
you know,
bad.
I like to keep fond memories of some of my favorite wrestlers and whatnot, and he's just fucking adding bad upon bad upon
Yeah.
bad.
I think when it first started in AEW and he had his kind of redemption match against Kenny to make up for what they did in New Japan because he looked really bad in that match.
Ollie, don't you knock my phone over.
But because
And now we're
Kenny
back to
kind of Kenny kind of carried Jericho in that New Japan match, and then so their first match on AEW really, but after that it's kind of been a slow decline.
It could also be why they put the inner circle together to cover that up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't you
Right.
do it.
I don't know. Like I just don't give a shit about the Jericho. Like at first, I was really interested in it, and now it is the thing that I am least interested in on Dynamite.
And he's kind of built himself doing little guest spots and commentary to where it's kind of a natural.
Transition.
And can we just acknowledge that god awful fucking face paint?
Oh,
The Painmaker.
the Painmaker face paint.
Painmaker,
Yeah.
man.
In that fucking where he's fucking flexing, it looks like he's taking a gigantic shit at the Cure show.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Or
Yeah.
Bauhaus, whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean,
But yeah, but though, so also on Wednesday night we had Ring of Honor, and I just want to say a couple things about Ring of Honor.
say it, brother. Say it.
Yeah, I know y'all ain't watching it.
No, you're right because you're gonna be informing me right now.
Right.
There's just so much I can't squeeze it in.
So they just restarted their women's division,
Okay.
and one of their like commentators, the chick that does the opening segments, Quinn McKay,
Mhm.
she's made it to the second round in their women's championship tournament.
A commentator.
And also, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but she's really good.
Okay,
And
I believe it.
I was actually really surprised when I watched her wrestle. They've got like Marty Bell and Willow Nightingale was doing some stuff in there. They've got Max the Impaler, who's also made it to the second round. And I mean,
I love her.
dude, she's a fucking monster.
Mhm.
And yeah, they've started they've got a pretty good thing going with their women's division right now.
Well, who's booking for them now? Wasn't it
Marty Scroll.
Bubba Ray before or Bully Ray? Or...
Yeah, it was Bully Ray before, and then Marty Skrull took over, and then Marty Skrull is out of there.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's booking for him right now.
I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. But they've got it. I mean, as always, dude, they always have great match.
Hey man, that's just more good content out there in the wrestling world to look out for,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, Ring of Honor's always got some solid matches. So
Interested to see who will join their roster out of some of the cuts from like NXT.
Yeah. Who they
Yeah.
I think, like I said before, I think Tyler Rust will end up in Ring of Honor.
Did she
I think
say
he's
Martina
one that said too.
Mercedes Martinez? Or no, she's going to Impact.
It's going to
Yeah,
impact.
Mercedes Martinez. Yeah, she's going against Deonna Purrazzo at Emergence
Okay.
for the championship.
Right on.
Are we gonna see anything with AEW working with Ring of Honor? I kept hearing rumors about that.
Possibly. I mean, I don't see why not.
I mean, didn't we see Marty Scroll on AEW TV right before he got
believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
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 So they're open for it. We know that they're open to working with them.
Well, Kenny's gonna win that title too eventually.
No. No.
He's the belt collector.
I mean, I'd really like to see the Briscoes show up and fuck the fucking Young Bucks up.
That'd be dope.
Who would?
Jack and Jerry?
Not those Briscoes.
Wrong
Is he
decade.
trying to be like Ultimo Dragon came out with 19 belts and
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah. So did you hear about that? That Super Dragon restarted Pro Wrestling Guerrilla?
Yes!
Yeah.
Bro, when it hit Super Dragon versus Necro Butcher, Necro Butcher fucking knocks him out cold, and he's trying to pick him up, and it's just dead weight. And in the shoot interview he does, he's like, I felt really, really bad. Necro seems like such a nice guy.
As a matter of fact, it's Super Dragon and Excalibur restarted
Fuck yeah!
Pro Wrestling Guerrilla.
Dude, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla was just great.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see who all is going to roll through there on there. I think they just had their first show. I need to check it out and see. I didn't get a chance to watch it. So, but yeah. And then, so what we have then we had Impact on Thursday. Sue Young came back as Sue Young, and now Kimberly is like Sue Young. So they're both weird now. They're both weird. They're both weird goth chicks. Think a cross between Alexa Bliss and Abaddon.
Okay.
Right? Like if you had like a healthy middle ground between Alexa Bliss's, character.
Themed character or whatever.
Right. And then Abaddon. This is what Sue Young and Kimberly are.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not great. And then Fire and Flava. Kiera Hogan, it was her last appearance in Impact, so she left the promotion. I think she's going to AEW. That's what I've heard. It's what I've heard anyways. Kiera Hogan is going to.
They need it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and she's a pretty good wrestler. And Tasha Steelz was her tag team partner in that Fire and Flava thing.
Yeah.
And
they weren't bad.
I mean, no, that Tasha Steelz is not a good wrestler.
Right.
I don't think that she's a good wrestler at all. I think Kiera Hogan was the one that really carried
that. Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah. So seeing her go over to AEW is I think that's a strong addition to their women's roster. I think.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Could that be the face that we need to go up against Britt?
No. I think
another heel.
Yeah.
Ruby.
I think they'll probably end up teaming Kiara Hogan up with Big Swole and helping her along because they've been wanting to push her, but she's just too clunky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they've tried a lot with Big Swole, and she gets her shots on Dark and Elevation and shit, but like,
they had her on Dynamite.
Yeah. But not in a while.
Yeah,
but not in a while.
They've been running her versus DeMontez. I think that's her name. Yeah, there've been a few between those two going on the chick for a while.
The chick that they had teamed up with Evilise there for a while.
Yeah, Evilise left because of Thunder Rosa, right?
Yeah.
Did you see that match?
Yeah.
You watch that?
Was that a match or was that just a fight?
No, it was a match. But Evilise just stopped selling for her. Yep. She just sat there and shit like that bitch. That's unprofessional. Unprofessional as hell.
Turned into a straight shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, dude, and like Evilise, she's a bad motherfucker. Like, she can really wrestle.
I think I saw she got picked up. She's wrestling with the Von Erichs wrestling here in Texas.
Yeah, MLW. Yeah, she's gonna do some MLW stuff. They're starting a women's division too. And then I want to say, and then Brian Myers won the Battle Royal for the #1 contendership for the Impact World title. So he'll be going up against Christian at Emergence, Impact's next pay-per-view.
Yes.
So that'll be a good match
Yeah.
also. And also a perfect way for them to move the belt on back to fucking Impact.
Without tarnishing Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And without making Christian look too bad.
Yep.
Right.
And putting Brian Myers over.
Yep.
So I mean, I think it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I would have really liked to have seen Moose beat Kenny Omega the first time around. That was how I would have done it. I think they played around with the belt too long. But
Moose's match last night.
we'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah. So we move on from Impact into Friday night, the new war. Not really a war yet, but a new coexistence, if you will.
Give it a year.
SmackDown and Rampage.
Yeah. So so the Cena promo was really good. I really liked all of that shit. The back and forth between him and Roman.
Yeah.
And now we all know that Roman's unscripted. And we know Cena's unscripted. So that was a really good promo. They hit some really good marks on each person. Said he ran fucking Dean Ambrose out of the company.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Seth's career. And...
Yeah. Yeah, that was a very heated segment. I enjoyed it.
Yep.
I mean, I thought SmackDown was good, but honestly, like near the last 45 minutes, hour, I was looking forward to Rampage, honestly.
Yeah, waiting for it to come.
Yeah,
on.
really. Yeah, really. I was basically just kind of like wanting SmackDown to end so I could get to Rampage.
Well, I mean, that was when Rey Mysterio and the Rude Ziggler match happened. That's about that time.
Yeah.
Right there. Everything after that, the Baron Corbin stuff and the contract signing was,
Filler.
Yeah.
They're
Which
just
is
trying
why
to get.
I think in the not too distant future they'll cut that hour show into 2-hour show and cut it into SmackDown, and we'll start seeing.
So you got to really kind of, I don't know what else TNT is running between 7 and 9 on Fridays.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think it's usually like a movie.
Yeah.
Depends on what's in the year.
Um,
It'll be they do a lot of basketball.
Yeah.
I know every time I turn on Dynamite and I'm like 2 or 3 minutes till it comes on, there's a movie. The end of a movie's playing.
Yeah, it's because I think the Equalizer was the movie on the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Turner has the fucking TV rights to every movie. So yeah.
They run a lot of Marvel and run a lot of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fast and the Furious, that was a thing for like 8 weeks.
Transformers.
Yeah.
Well, you can do a movie a day and you still won't get to the end for a full year.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what? In the middle of December, it'll just be A Christmas Story every day.
24 hours.
Every day.
Tim Allen as the Santa
Santa
Claus.
Claus. Yeah.
Right there. And
Don't forget Jingle All the Way.
Oh, right. Yeah.
a marathon right there.
TNT has some top goddamn programming. I will tell you what.
Okay, Boomer.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sorry. My bad. It's my programs.
My programs.
Yeah.
Where's my
All
stories?
right, Gramps.
But yeah, I mean, like I enjoyed SmackDown. Like I stay engaged in it. Like that's really
in our
the
review,
thing
we
for
told
me.
everything was good on SmackDown for the most part. We enjoyed it, but
And
we were
then
just waiting for Rampage to come on.
Dude, I thought Rampage. So I will say that I was underwhelmed when Rampage went off the air.
Because of that ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like that whole show was so fucking great.
Until
The first match, Kenny Omega and Christian, for the championship, banger. That was a great match.
That was by design. They knew everybody was going to be tuning in immediately after SmackDown. And got to hit hard.
But that was a great match. And then the Miro segment, like the whole shit with Fuego del Sol and the contract signing and all of that, fucking amazing.
Look,
Great,
Well, because
great television.
Dynamite's going to be moving to TBS, and Miro is the TNT
champion. Yeah.
Rampage is staying on TNT, so he's going to be the big hitter on the TNT show.
all right. So
Yeah.
here's
Well, he's got the
here's
title.
here's where everything went wrong. They did it in Pittsburgh. Had they not done it in Pittsburgh, you could have ran the Britt Baker Red Velvet match in the middle and ended with Miro versus Fuego del Sol with that high of him getting the contracts anyways. Put your TNT title on the TNT program that's going to stay there as your main event. And then ended it that
happy
way.
note.
Yeah, that should have been happening. But no, they were in Pittsburgh, so they wanted to end it with the hometown pop.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, 6 one way, half a dozen another. It didn't matter. I think that it could have went. Either one of those matches could have main evented. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you make a valid point about it being the TNT Championship on TNT's flagship show now. But
So you're going to see him a lot on there, as long as he's a champ.
yeah, well, I mean, look at the Rampage commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mostly Miro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I get it. Makes sense. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, with a worker like Miro, why not?
Yeah. And dude, like, what's so beautiful about somebody like Miro is he's a fucking monster and he knows how to wrestle like a monster, but he also knows how to put little motherfuckers over.
Yeah.
Like that, like dude hit 3 fucking tornado DDTs in a row.
Yeah.
And each one looked just as believable as the last.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
for sure.
Now,
So did,
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
now my question, because both Dynamite and Rampage were both in Pittsburgh. That's not going to happen every week. So
No, I think they're gonna start doing a split tour like Raw and SmackDown do.
that's what I was going to say. And when they do expand it to 2 hours for Rampage, you're almost not going to see.
Are they gonna expand it? Are they gonna expand
Eventually,
it?
if it's
I mean, if
successful,
you're
they
going to do
have
2
to.
different filmings, you have to. There's no reason to film an hour thing. You might as well keep, because I'm pretty sure they filmed that on Wednesday, didn't they? Or was that live?
No,
That was live.
No,
That was live.
Yeah, it was live.
Hmm.
Yeah, coming at you live. So, I mean, I think Rampage was good. I just don't think that they really hit with the final debut. Like they didn't finish strong. I don't know. Like Jamie Hayter wasn't really the needle moving debut that I expected on their first Rampage.
Do you think maybe it would have, if it was somebody else, it might have tipped it over?
Yeah, like I think if it would have been like Ruby Soho or the Iconics or somebody else. You know what I mean? Yeah, somebody else. I mean, Jamie Hayter just ain't got that much buzz right now, so there's no reason for that to really matter. You know what I mean? It's just another chick on the AEW roster.
Yeah.
Like, and what? So like, because she's Britt Baker's friend, we're supposed to
care.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
know what I mean?
yes, it's another good women's wrestler on our roster, but I don't think it's anything that's going to move the needle, and that's what we really need right now for the women's roster is a needle mover, someone that's going to push that division to where it needs to be, because from the start, it's not anything special.
Yeah. Now, Jamie Hayter can wrestle. Don't get me wrong.
No one's saying that.
Good. She's been in Stardom for like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years or something.
Yeah.
So she's not bad, but yeah, you're right. I just don't think it's the move that needed to happen.
Yeah.
No.
I think we'll get that in Chicago, though. I think we'll get 2 surprises in Chicago, and it's going to make the roster and the whole wrestling world shake up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time.
Maybe.
Look,
man, I'm not gonna get my hopes up about the whole. Well, I don't give a shit about CM Punk to begin with, so it's not gonna matter to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the one thing where I'm like, whatever. You know what I mean? I think they've got a great roster already, and I think they've got plenty of people that they can move around in the right positions to make the storylines matter and for us to really care about them. And I don't think they need CM Punk or Daniel Bryan, or as much as I would like to see some of those matches, not the CM Punk ones. but like Bryan Danielson, there's a lot of those matches I would like to see, just like him and Alan Angels, or you know what I mean. A lot of them.
I'd
Preston
like to
Vance.
see him show
Preston
back up in
Vance.
Pro Wrestling Gorilla and do some throwback there. That would
Yeah.
be cool.
But you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'd like to see like Pac and fucking Bryan Danielson and shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
Do you think that those two signings are almost to do the exact opposite of what WWE's doing? You know, you said, you know, they're soldiers, super serum into the indie scene. Do you think AEW's scooping those guys up so they're not competing against those two guys?
I mean, no.
No.
I don't think. And like, out of those two guys, I think CM Punk is the one that will get them new viewers.
Right.
Like, I don't think Bryan Danielson is gonna make enough people
Move the
wanna
needle
watch.
as much.
Well, out of those two guys, which ones are they seeding the most?
Yeah.
Yeah, CM Punk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the name, like, that's like the average fan's favorite versus the hardcore fan's favorite.
Right.
CM Punk, the name, that draws. Especially with all the controversy that's
They're
been
still
had.
chanting his name at shows, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason it stopped getting chanted at shows is because there wasn't fans to chant it.
Yeah.
And as soon as we got fans back, what were they doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean-
if I was an exec for them, that's exactly why I'm picking those two up, is so I don't, especially CM Punk, if he got signed to Impact, Ring of Honor, you know, whatever, you're having to compete against that.
Well, for one thing, he's not going to. And if anybody signs CM Punk, it's because they talked him into it with money.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, he's not gonna go. He's not gonna go. He's not gonna go anywhere that he's not gonna be visible,
Oh, right.
highly visible.
Yeah.
So yeah, like no matter who it was gonna be somebody with money, and that's two companies.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Nobody else is gonna be able to pay CM Punk enough to talk him into getting into a ring, and we still don't even know that CM Punk's gonna get into a fucking ring.
Yeah.
How long has it been since CM Punk wrestled? 2014, 15, 16?
When was the last time? I don't even remember. Yeah.
5 or 6 years, yeah.
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 So I mean,
Well, I mean, Christian.
why the fuck do I care about CM Punk getting in the fucking ring? I don't at
You
all.
don't, but majority of people do.
Yeah. But why though? Like, it like, I don't know. I get it. I mean, I understand.
Yeah.
I get it. But like, it's not for. It's yeah. It's not for me. You know what I mean? So.
I don't know, man. I have a feeling that you hear that, you're gonna mark just like everybody else.
How'd that go, you?
No.
Oh, spot on.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
And no, Brady, and you know we'll be fucking watching together, so
No,
you can just watch me totally not mark the fuck out when it happens.
I'm gonna have to film the reaction.
I'll
Do it.
pop for it. So you
Yeah.
shouldn't have said anything because you'd have caught him candidly, and he
Right.
probably would have got him. Now he's gonna definitely not, just in spite.
And there is a video of my reaction to Fuego del Sol getting the contract. So maybe if we get enough likes on the video one day, that'll get released.
It was like,
Brady
Go
cried.
comment, people.
That
Go
was
comment,
pretty good.
people.
That
Yeah.
was pretty good.
Brady cried.
We get
Yeah,
enough
pretty
comments, he'll post it.
I
Do it.
said-
I mean,
He's gonna start crying. He's gonna make me start crying.
That's that feel good shit, man. That's solid feel good shit. That's not. It's fan service without being intentionally fan service. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You know, that is a classic feel good wrestling moment,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
and especially since it was shoot, and
Yeah.
it was genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things that create an emotional attachment
Yeah.
in wrestling.
Yeah.
Most definitely. So anything else this week?
We had Resurgence on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
New Japan, and that
Here
one.
in the States.
Yeah, it was in LA, so it aired at 10 o'clock instead of fucking 4 o'clock in the morning,
Right.
which is cool. Yeah, the opening match was Carl Fredericks versus Alex Coughlin, and that was just
God damn.
goddamn war.
Oh man, like
Those kids can go, man. And I was saying it last night that Carl Frederick, I've been saying it for a while now, honestly. Like, you can look at my Twitter. I've been saying it for a couple years. Carl Fredericks is the fucking future. And that kid is
dude,
Alex Coughlin, too. So
that
strong.
whole match, man.
That
They
boy's
were
strong.
stiff. They were strong. They were fluid. Everything was just so fucking good. Those hits, slaps, kicks. Like, I felt them when it happened. There's no pulling punches on this. That was the shit that has always made me love New Japan, but the Indies as well.
Yeah.
And it's just God damn, I'd like to see their bodies today. I bet they have some nice welts and bruises from that shit. Those day after photos you see them post over there.
Oh,
Yeah. And then we had we had the 6-man with Wheeler Yuta and Rocky Romero and Fred Rosser versus TJP, Clark Connors, and Ren Narita. That one was pretty good. Wheeler Yuta and Rocky Romero lost, but that was still a pretty good match as far as like 6-man tags go. I'm not really a big fan of them. And then they had that 10-man with
it was just so much.
Yeah, with Leo Rush, Chris Dickinson, Fred Yahi, Tom Lawler was in that, Kratos was in that, Royce Isaacs was in that, Danny Limelight was in that.
That was Old Boy's last match before he goes on excursion too, right? That was the 10-man, wasn't it? Because he got the pin.
Oh yeah, Yumura.
Yeah.
Yuya. Yeah.
And that was a nice.
Yeah, Shibata came out and told him,
Yeah.
good luck and all that shit. It's good seeing
That was
Shibata.
a nice feel good moment there.
Yeah, and then Juice Robinson beat Hikuleo. So Hikuleo is just coming off a string of losses at this point in time, because he just went up against Lance Archer on AEW for the IWGP US title, and lost pretty bad. And then we had Ishii versus Moose, which that was a goddamn hoss fight. Like, dude, that match was everything that I hoped it to be, and then some. Like, that was so good. Just, dude,
all the spots, everything was just flawless. You know, the size difference between the two didn't make a fuck at all.
And you know, I've always been real curious because Moose has been getting a lot better over the last couple of years, right?
He's good.
Yeah. Well, and I was really curious to see how well he would work with somebody in a New Japan ring. Like, and I didn't expect them to just throw him in there with Ishii, like, right there at the beginning.
To the wolves, my guy.
Dude, like, like, man, they were just beating the fucking piss out of each other. And I was fucking into it. And Ishii ended up getting the victory, which I didn't get it at first. I was like, oh man, that sucks. Why y'all got to do my boy Moose like that? But Ishii comes out and confronts Tanahashi later on, right? So that's going to be the next little feud, because Tanahashi defeated Lance Archer for the U.S. title, right?
Yep.
It's a New Japan show, so they gotta. I mean.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, didn't you say that was his first match there in New Japan, the promotion?
Yeah.
Moose's first match. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I mean,
he's a good established wrestler, but he's still paying.
It was just me as a fan of Moose,
Right,
hoping that they let my boy win. All right. Like, I understand. I definitely knew he wasn't gonna.
He got beat. He didn't lose that match. Both of them motherfuckers. It was so good.
So good storytelling.
That was good shit.
Yeah.
Made both of them look good, even in defeat. So good.
And the Good Brothers went up against John Moxley and a mystery opponent of his choosing, and I
was so wrong.
Yeah. You said you said it was going to be Nick Gage, and it was not at all.
You called it. You called it.
Was pretty much the polar opposite of Nick Gage.
Well, so I kind of thought it was going to be Minoru Suzuki. Was who I thought he was going to pick, just because they've got some history. You know what I mean? Right. But he ended up picking Yuji Nagata, which was not a bad choice at all.
Well, it makes sense because they had beef earlier in the year.
Yep.
So
Yeah, Yuji Nagata is the one that came over.
yeah.
Yeah.
So and one
Bro,
of its mobs.
Nagata and Moxley got simultaneous cross faces on the Good Brothers, and that was fucking awesome. And Nagata was like trying to rip Oh Boy's spine out
Yeah.
with that shit.
This is how you do it.
Yeah. No, a little further back, bro.
Yeah.
So you hear that pop.
So the Good Brothers ended up getting the win, But Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa came out. The Gorillas of Destiny came out afterwards to confront.
Well, because they were out there cutting a promo, the Good Brothers were cutting a promo, and then the mic's cut off, and they're like, "Oh, well, here's another mic," and the mic's off, and then the Gorillas of Destiny start coming out, and they're like, "What's up? I can't hear you. You're gonna slap who?"
Yeah. So that's gonna be a good former Bullet Club members versus current Bullet Club members, right? That's how that. That's
all
gonna
out
be
war.
Well,
Yeah.
man, are they still? Do you think they're setting up the Elite versus Bullet Club with this?
yes,
Or helping it
Yes.
that direction.
yeah. And if they're smart, that's what they're gonna do. You know what I mean? If they're
Yeah.
smart. So, and then Jay White defeated.
Well,
David.
before that,
What?
who came out?
What? Oh yeah,
Ospreay.
fucking Will Ospreay comes back.
Yes.
Nice.
Claims
Talking
that
mad cat shit.
claims that he's the real fucking IWGP Heavyweight Champion. He never
With the
lost it.
belt.
That it was only 4 months and they stripped him when the actual limit is a year.
Yep.
He said John Moxley had it for 6 months and they didn't strip him of it. And shit.
Right.
So he's saying like fuck, and he's not even gonna go back to Japan. He's staying on strong in LA. And he's gonna fucking run it over there. So yeah, Will Ospreay is now claiming that he is the real IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
And I always love those fucking
Yeah,
feuds.
yeah. And like Carl Fredericks and Alex Coughlin run out to kind of confront him and shit, and then TJP runs out, and he calls him Shibata's bitch boy's babysitter and shit. Like
Yeah.
it was all pretty good. Will Ospreay as a heel is like one of my favorite things. I like that the Commonwealth King gimmick that he's got going now. Like I really dig that whole shit.
Now, I remember before the pandemic, New Japan had started in motion to where they were going to start branching out more into, the Western.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic hit. It looked like they just threw the brakes on that. And it seems like they're starting back towards wanting to branch out more.
They've been doing New Japan Strong for almost a year now.
Well,
And
I know, but
that's all LA. That's
Oh,
all
we're talking
LA.
about the Forbidden Door.
right.
We're talking about the Forbidden Door being broken and yeah,
The,
COVID, the pandemic
Ospreay saying he's going to stay over here and not go back over there to where he'll become like a prime player.
No, I'm just saying like on New Japan Strong, like they've already had like you'll just have to watch some of the episodes because it's a lot of people from a lot of different promotions on there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like they've kind of already been doing it, just not as visibly as on pay-per-view and shit.
Right.
So,
But yeah, I think Will Ospreay is like them like being like, hey, we're here.
yeah. Are we gonna
You know what I mean?
So Jay White versus who would he face?
David Finlay.
David
Finlay. Yeah, and he ended up beating David Finlay, but Ishii. Oh yeah, Ishii comes out and confronts Jay White for the Never Openweight Championship afterwards. So it's gonna be Jay White versus Ishii for the Never Openweight, probably at the next pay-per-view for New Japan.
Sounds
That's
like a
gonna
hell of a
be-
match.
Yeah, and then the main event was Lance Archer versus Tanahashi, and hometown boy could not accomplish it tonight, and he lost to Tanahashi. It was a fucking banger of a match. They had a great ass match. I was really impressed, but I've been watching Lance Archer have banger matches in New Japan rings for a while now, so.
Well, if you're going to lose to anybody, it's, lose to arguably the greatest New Japan.
I mean, Tanahashi. Yeah, Tanahashi's way up there as far as great wrestlers out of New Japan go.
Yeah.
And then Lance Archer cut a really good promo at the end of it, like putting Tanahashi over,
Yep.
and saying how hard he fought, and
Very genuine, very good.
If he was gonna lose to anybody, he was glad that he lost to Tanahashi and shit. Like, it was really good. I thought it was a really good, nice little cap on the week.
Yeah.
I like that
Well-
Archer. He's gotten better because my main gripe about him before was he was one of the biggest guys that looked like he couldn't really hurt you because it looked like he went too soft on people, you know.
Yeah.
And now he's gotten progressively better at making it look, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for that.
Well, not to gloss over or anything, but at least mention we had Triple Mania last night.
Oh yeah, and Ric Flair showed up with Andrade to wrestle fucking Kenny Omega.
And Kenny Omega retained his titles.
Yep, Kenny Omega did retain the AAA title, so we still got those. But yeah, I thought it was. Yeah.
Yep. So, what's everybody ready for this week?
I'm ready for Rampage.
Yeah.
Honestly, Dynamite, Rampage.
So the other ones, we kind of know what we're getting.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm really excited for the Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that match.
yeah.
Nobody's excited to see the fifth labor.
Not
Yeah.
really. They kind of burned that out.
Yeah, no, they ruined me on that shit.
Yeah, and then the stipulation of no music, no Judas.
I mean, I'm gonna be excited to see the entire crowd sing the song. We're still gonna
Regardless.
get that's gonna be a spectacle. It's gonna be something, but I'm not excited for the match itself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the worst part I think about the MJF is love seeing him, you know, cut promos and everything, but it's almost his in-ring stuff just kind of not, you know, you don't look forward to that as much.
He's getting there.
No, he
Yeah.
is. He's
I
gotten
think
better.
I think I think he's still trying to figure out his style.
Yeah.
I personally think if he'd worked more on the in-ring stuff and not so much on the promo, he'd be progressing a lot faster.
Well, I don't think he needs to work on the promo shit.
Exactly. He puts too much effort into it. He's already good enough at it, is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. He should focus more on this, and that's
Right.
already good.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Right. But yeah. But all in all, not a bad week of wrestling.
No,
Raw
yeah.
Raw side.
Oh,
And
Raw
and
side.
NXT.
Oh yeah, and NXT. Man,
Very
that's
good,
just,
I
WWE.
feel like they're not going to get back.
yeah, that's just disheartening as fuck.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
But yeah, oh, and I got to watch Slack wrestle twice, so
there you go.
I was super stoked about that. I always love seeing the boy Slack, the human meat grinder, out there fucking people up. It's one of my favorite things ever. But yeah. But you want to take us out, Brady?
Yeah, man. Appreciate everybody being here with us this week. Thank you for watching. For Needles, for Robert, for Joseph, and for Galloway. I am the Fat Man. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you liked the video. Tell us what you thought about this week. And see you next time.
Deuces.
But black, fuck around and put motherfuckers' heads in the bag like I was slack. Cause these stupid motherfuckers really don't get the message. This the best little wrestling podcast in Texas. Motherfuckers,
Check them off like a wish list.
yeah.
You fighting a titan.
Cause these stupid motherfuckers really don't get the message.
I got a bullet in the chamber just ready to strike them.
Yeah.
Check them off like a wish list. You fighting a titan.